We had a lightning strike near our house, and it took out one of the circuit boards on one of our Genie Excelerator IDS990 garage door openers. Fortunately, I have an identical unit right beside this one in the garage that was unaffected, and I was able to swap the boards back and forth between the two units to identify which board was bad. The folks at NorthshoreCommercialDoor.com were then able to hook me up with the proper replacement board for my opener. The board replacement is relatively easy. Let's take a look at how it's done. First, disconnect the power if you haven't already done so. Then, press the two tabs on the front of the light cover and lower the light cover down. There's two Phillips head screws located at the back of the motor cover. Remove these screws and then the cover can be pivoted out of the way. With the cover open, you'll see that there are two circuit boards inside. This is the circuit board that we need to replace. We'll need to remove two 1/4-inch socket head screws, this ribbon cable, and this connector. To remove the ribbon cable, simply and gently pull it down. Then use a screwdriver to unlatch and remove the motor harness. Use a 1/4-inch nut driver to remove the two screws that secure the board to the chassis. And then remove the board. The 36428R.S is a direct replacement for the 34463R board. To protect your board from damage, keep it in the anti-static bag until you're ready to install the board. Although it is a direct replacement, this board comes with an adapter harness that should be installed to the new board prior to installing the board to the chassis. Installation is basically the reverse of disassembly. Place the board in the chassis. Secure it to the chassis using the two 1/4-inch screws you removed earlier. You'll notice that the ribbon cable has one silver lead. This lead should go into the socket furthest away from the board. Now connect the old motor harness to the new motor harness. This can be a little tedious, so be careful not to put too much pressure on the board when you're making this connection. Before we close up the housing, let's make sure everything's working properly first. Reconnect the power to the unit. Reset the emergency release to engage the screw if necessary. And test the operation. Now, with everything working properly, we can close the unit up. Again, disconnect the power first. Swing the housing into place. The new harness may require a little additional positioning in order to get the housing to fit properly. Replace the two screws to secure the motor cover in place. Close the light cover and reconnect the power. You may need to reprogram your remote controls, but other than that, the job should be finished.